The graveyard across the street. I used to live in a small house right across from an old graveyard. It wasn't large, maybe a few dozen headstones surrounded by a rusted fence, but it had been there for over a century. At first, I thought nothing of it. The rent was cheap, and the neighborhood was quiet. Too quiet, maybe. The first few weeks were peaceful. The sound of wind moving through the trees, owls calling late at night. Then the little things started. I would hear soft tapping on the windows, not like branches, but sharper, like fingertips. Sometimes it would stop after a few seconds, but other nights it went on for hours. My porch light began flickering every night around the same time, just before midnight. I changed the bulb and checked the wiring, but nothing helped. I would catch movement in the corner of my eye across the road, like someone walking between the stones. But when I looked directly, there was never anyone there. One night, I woke to the sound of footsteps on my front porch. They were slow and heavy, pacing back and forth. My heart was pounding as I listened. The steps stopped right outside my door, and the silence that followed was so deep I could hear my own pulse. Then came the soft creak of the door handle turning. I didn't move. I just stared at the ceiling, frozen, waiting for something to happen. After a few seconds, the sound stopped, but I could swear I heard breathing on the other side of the door. A week later, I woke up to see my curtains moving, even though the windows were shut tight. My cat was sitting at the end of the bed, staring at the wall near the window with her tail puffed up. That was when I decided to stop looking out toward the graveyard altogether. My last night there, I heard a knock on my door. 3 slow knocks, right at midnight. I stood in the hallway, every light in the house on, waiting for it to stop. When it finally did, I looked through the peephole. Nothing but darkness. The next morning, when I stepped outside, there were footprints in the dew, leading from the gate of the graveyard straight to my front door. There were none leading back. I moved out 2 days later. Even now, when I drive down that road, I can't bring myself to look toward the headstones. Some places feel quiet, but they're not empty.